Shalom, Israel. We are the Isupk, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana, the only leader that can lead the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You know, we living in this hellhole called America, and I'm Peace Officer 500, Murray Allen. They got my main man, Officer Karakar, Officer 500, Karakar. And you know, this is a Monday night brotherhood class. We have classes all over the earth. Monday night is a brotherhood class. They we bring out and show, bring out scriptures that show true brotherhood. But of course, we show brotherhood every single day. Unlike a Christian church, the Christian church is for the liars. Your pastor is not a man of God, and he is not a leader. That's why Commander General Yohana is the only leader that can lead blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. So now we out here, we had a hurricane called Hurricane Ian out of Florida last week. And the Most High God is punishing this earth for the things that they have done across this earth. And the Lord is angry. If you could, Baba Kushar, give me the book of, you can do this, talk about the hurricane real quick. Give me the book of Genesis chapter 8, verse 2. Just get a couple of scriptures. Dealing with water and things like that. Now, I brought that out on Saturday, just so to let people that didn't hear it, that didn't see our camp speakers on Saturday. We'll bring out a little more on this Hurricane Ian. You got that, Baba Kashab? Go ahead and read it.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 8 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained.
And the what?
And the rain from heaven was restrained.
And the rain from heaven was restrained. So now it can't be, you can have a hurricane, but guess what? The hurricane hits that water, and the water is gonna fly over everywhere, just like a flood. That water is very dangerous. You have looked at the Lake Michigan, see out of that water, that's billions of gallons of water that's in the Lake Michigan and all over. Read.
Verse 3. And the waters returned from off the earth continually. And after the end of the 150 days, the waters were abated.
How many days? 150 days. Good night. Wow, good night. That's a long time for the water, for the earth to be, you know what I'm saying, fed a bit like water like that. You know what I'm saying? If you go about, so I go to Genesis, go to 7 and Genesis 7 and 4.
The
Hurricane Ian, it wasn't the biggest hurricane, but it's one of the biggest. Because you know you had back in 2005, August 2005, 29th, 2005, Hurricane Katrina. Now, Katrina was among the worst national disasters. 1,800 fatalities and $125 billion in damage. You know what I'm saying? That's what America deserves. You know, our people don't deserve that, but because we follow the ways of America and we don't know, some of us don't know that America and your oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right. Your
oppressor has caused a lot of damage on the earth. He has caused the ozone layer to be broken. The animals, even the animals know that this man is a wicked beast. The Lord is angry with this earth. Go ahead, Bob, so I can get that scripture.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 7 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights.
That's a long time. 7 days, and then another 40 days and 40 nights.
Yeah.
And
every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth.
Good night. Every living substance. And guess what happened when, just like in the days of Noah, when everybody was, Scripture said it was paraphrased, marrying and drinking and having fun, until that they did not know until that flood came. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it was over. And only 8 people survived. Now, if you go to So at that, like I said, at the hurricanes in Florida, South Carolina. They say it's one of the countries say the whole roof flew off the top of one garage. Yeah, winds up to total 156 miles per hour. Now it hit South Carolina. It's cloudy out of New York. They issued a flash flood warning. Matter of fact, they tore a roof off of a movie theater. And get this, the waves were as high as 21 feet.
Good night.
That's the equivalent of almost Harold Washington Library downtown. It's as high as that.
So going like about a 3-flat building.
Yeah, God.
If you want to get people at home a visual. So when you say Salaki, if I could, when you talk about 21-foot waves, it's like the equivalent of like about a 2-flat or a 3-flat building.
Right. Yeah, God.
That way that'll give people a visual like how tall a wave really. Like I don't think people understand that when you're talking about a wave of water that's rising that high, that's coming crashing down on things, we tend to think water is soft.
Right.
But water is not soft, especially like when you're dealing with storms, a hurricane or something like that, and water is coming like that, or a typhoon.
Right.
It's like punching it's like a wall. That's how hard the water is coming.
Yeah, that's right. Good night. Man, just like you think you go outside in summertime, you under fire hydrant, and think the water shooting out like that, it's much worse than that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You could should read this article right here. Right on the CTA. It's a lot of crime that's been going on the CTA. You know what I'm saying, lately. Now what if our people actually knew that they were God's chosen people, and there's a reason why we are in America. We are serving the punishment. So God wants us to bethink ourselves, which means to remember who we are and what we have done. Back in the book of Exodus, Moses was talking to the people, and Moses told our people about the laws, and God said, told them about what the laws that they want them to follow. Moses told them, he gave the message to Moses. So Moses told the people, and our people said, yes, tell God that we're going to do what you said that you was going to do. Moses sprinkled the blood of the animal. I got to figure which animal it was. They sprinkled the blood on them. Our people said they was going to follow what the Lord said they was going to do. They broke their promise. Like Captain Marco says, it's called blood in, blood out. You took that oath. Just like we took that oath to serve the Most High. That's what we have done. And we will not leave this truth, no matter how bad it gets. I know it's hard, you know what I'm saying? But thanks to the guys of Commander General Yohana and all the generals, and thanks to the guys that Captain Marble called the 13,000, runs the whole Midwest. That brother knows what he's talking about, you know what I'm saying? And we all learned that from our King Yahweh Shamashiach. We have to thank the Most High God for Christ dying for our sins, and then having a leader as Commander General Yohana. If you could, Bob, go ahead and read that article.
Khan. This is an article from Chicago WLS news source. Horrifying moments were caught on camera on a CTA Red Line train when a man attacked and robbed after being hit in the head with a bottle.
Now, it's like if I may, I was checking out this story earlier, and I believe that one of the guys was homeless. That's how destroyed we are here in America. The fact that a lot of people, they strung out on drugs. We don't have no food to eat. They're homeless. Even if they not in their right mind, they hungry. They got the right. I don't have the right, but they got the mindset to where they need to rob another brother.
Right.
Which is crazy from a homeless man. Go ahead.
Khan. Video shows the suspects demanding the man's ID, then taking the victim's wine bottle and striking him in the head, leaving him bleeding in his seat. The incident happened early Sunday morning on the Red Line train near the 95th Street station, leaving Tashawn Terry, who recorded the violent confrontation, stunned on her way home. She says she went searching for help at the train station, but no one was around. When I seen the blood, I instantly felt so bad, Terry said. So instantly, when the train stopped, I stopped the video and I ran upstairs to look for the operators. There were no operators. There were no security. There were literally no one.
Good night. You can drop that. This is the kingdom that you live in. You know what I'm saying? So this oppressor that we are under is the devil that the Bible speak of. You know what I'm saying? We can't stop saying it because it's the truth. So that brother hit him with a wine bottle. Now the sister was recording it, and the sister was looking for help. And that's really dangerous for a sister to, you know what I'm saying, for a sister to be doing that. You know, say, go ahead, Bob.
Salaki, sir, if I could, what you saying is so heavy because they beefed up police presence on the red line train, but it's not in our area.
Right.
It's if you know anything about Chicago, how our train system runs, it runs from the poor area to downtown to up north where oppressor live at. So what they have is more police presence in these predominantly areas where the oppressor lives at in the loop. So when it comes to 95th, all the way from 95th, all the way before you even get to Chinatown, the red line always had this reputation.
Right. Yes, that's real heavy, you know what I'm saying? Because I had a little altercation on the train one day. Some kids, you know what I'm saying? They went out like that was crazy, you know what I'm saying? But I've been riding the train for a long, long time. And I don't be looking for trouble, but I'll be prepared, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna even go there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's crazy. Then we had another incident to where this one brother is a 15-year-old. Some guy tried to rob him on the CTA rail line. I believe this is on 63rd. And there's one guy tried to rob him, and the guy ended up stabbing the guy, and the guy ended up dying. The one that did the robbing, he ended up dying. That's the type of atmosphere that we living in. And now, as I seen the last couple of days, you know, now they got the guys out with the guard dogs, the guys that look like the SWAT, whatever, I forgot what they call them. You got they look all black or whatever. They got the German shepherds out and that, you know, so riding up and down the trains. Yeah, it's crazy. Getting on the damn train, smell weed, you know what I'm saying, all of that. And I had to pull out the spray bottle I had to spray. They smell so damn bad. And then two little young guys, one shorty, the short guy, lucky about 14 and 15 years old. I'm on one side, he sitting across from the seat. I'm like, excuse me, could you go down there and smoke that? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I can't have that, you know, so right here, that smell is a real bad smell. That weed and the cigarettes, it leaves a stench on your body, just like liquor and alcohol.
Right.
It's a bad, terrible smell. And that's how stressed out our people are, you know what I'm saying? And the scripture says, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. If you like the Israelite school of universal and practical knowledge under commanders, you know how you should be mad. But the oppression that's going on with our people. If you can't Bible shot, go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 54. Because God said this is what was going to happen. We was going to be a part of this nation that didn't give a damn about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. This is the land of your captivity. You can go to read the scripture when you get it, Baba Khan.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 54.
Go ahead.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
Said his eyes shall be evil toward his brother. If you look at the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, you look at these different neighborhoods that they're in. You got the Mexican neighborhoods, you got the Latin Kings, SDs, Sand Disciples, which is SD, you know what I'm saying, Latin Kings, all these different gangs. You got the Blacks, you got the Vice Lords, the BDs, GDs, P Stones, all these different gangs, you know what I'm saying, and they hate each other's guts, but not knowing that we are the same people. Your oppressors, you know, is a very subtle beast, the most subtle beast on the field. And he made us think that we were different people. When they look at skin color, you know what I'm saying? We don't suffer from skin color. We know that you are the seed of your father. So we all have different skin complexions. But we believe that because their skin is light, that we're not the same people.
Right.
But the scriptures say, and I'm paraphrasing, that the Jews are black under the ground. If you dig up the soil, you have different colors of the soil. We have different shades of brown. And guess what? Your God is black. Our King Yahushua is black. Is a so-called nigger, according to the Bible. Our people don't know that we have a God, and the God is the nigger God of only blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. He says his eye shall be evil towards his brother. That's your black on black crime in the scriptures. Go ahead.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
Go ahead.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Now, that should tell you right then and now that this is a black man's book. That we all get different curses that we're under. So if you look at the so-called Negro, now you know it's like 2 million, almost 2 million of us locked up, not even including Hispanics. So you go all over the earth, even in other countries, we got our people that's locked up. So now for you to say that this is not a black man's book, that end of that verse right there. What nation of people you see women walking down the street with strollers pushing 2 or 3 strollers with 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids. You know what I'm saying? No man in the house. This book is not a fairy tale. And they act like you look on the earth, it's like some imaginary people on the earth. These curses happen to only one nation of people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, who make up the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
Right.
God chose us because that's who he wanted to be his chosen people. Now, he created other people that's on the earth, but he only chose one. If you kill Bible Kashah, go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. Like scriptures that say, the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Now, you can't tell me that that's not black people. Like I said, we get all the different tribes. We all are the same, same curse, same oppressor, but we all got different curses that happen to a lot of us. So like our people commit over 350,000 abortions a year. That's because your oppressor is a wicked beast. That bastard don't give a damn about no one but himself.
Right.
He's greedy, he's money hungry, just like your pastors.
Right.
Your pastors want to be like those bastards. In the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44, it says, "Ye are of your father the devil." And we didn't say that so-called Caucasian race is the devil. Christ said that this man is the devil. The word devil just means liar and deceiver, and that's what he is. I remember Commander Junior Hanna said a few years ago, he did an interview with someone, and they asked him, are you ever going to get out the white man? Commander General Hanna said, no. I'm like, damn right. You never will get out the white man. He would never get out that wicked bastard. If you could, Baba Kassan, go ahead and read that scripture.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that God has a chosen people? It said in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, for thou art a holy people.
Okay.
The word holy means separate. We are a separate people. It's like I was running late. I forgot to mention, if there's any questions online, type them in now. It's the top of the hour. It's 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Type them in now. If I can answer them, I'll get back to you on the answer. Once again, if you have any questions, type it in the chat. And it says, "Thou art an holy people." And the scriptures say in Deuteronomy, say, "Be ye separate." We are separate from every nation on the earth. We dominated sports. We dominated football. We dominated basketball. We dominated soccer. We got the best looking women.
That's right.
We are the fastest people the toughest people on the planet. Now, because those your oppressors, they got to take those Caucasians, those Russians, all these different people, they got to take steroids. You know what I'm saying? Just like Hitler and those armies, those Germans, they took a lot of drugs in order for them to get to the status that they was. No one on this earth compares to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians.
That's right.
If you care about Kushai, go to the book of John, chapter 13, verse 34. You'll go ahead and dive into this in this brotherhood class. That's how we show, true brotherhood. Because your oppressor only show brotherhood to his people. Even though Russia and Ukraine, they're all the same people, and we have people that's in Ukraine. The scriptures say, let Satan cast out Satan. Here, let them bomb each other, let them destroy each other.
Right.
But because our people are not following these laws, statutes, and commandments, because your oppressor is so damn wicked, and y'all don't believe that this Bible is your book. Like it says in Baruch chapter 4, verse 1, this is the book of the law. The law endured forever. And if you follow those laws, you can live a good life. But if you leave those laws, you shall die and you shall lose your life. And I feel, bad for our brothers and sisters out there, Florida, different cities from the Hurricane Ian.
Right.
And your oppressor's so wicked, he got these damn hurricanes numbered and named alphabetical order. He even got names he got a chart, but he even got names that go up to 2000 from now up to 2028. And he wants to be like the Most High.
Good night.
And you know what I'm saying? He can't be. But he tries his best, but like the scriptures say, like he did, he raised Pharaoh up just to destroy him. That's what he's gonna do to America.
Right.
America is going into the Third World War.
That's right.
If you care about, should I read that scripture when you get it?
Khan, this is the book of John, chapter 13 and verse 34.
Go ahead.
A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
Say a new commandment I give unto you. What is a commandment?
Sir, if I could.
Go ahead.
That's to love your brother as you love yourself.
Yeah, Khan, you ain't correct, but a commandment, like if I say if I command you to do something, a commandment is an order.
Come on.
Yeah, Khan. Yeah, the order. Just like right now, man. I hate to say how people die like this, man. You know what I'm saying? But the commandment that Christ gave, and God gave to Christ, of course, Christ, follow all the laws, that's the commandments. Christ gave our people, the commandment. God gave us a commandment, and the commandment is an order. It means you must do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Right.
So if you don't do it, like right now in this age of society that we live in, if you don't do what is commanded of you, you lose your life. And in Romans chapter 6, verse 23, it says, for the wages of sin is death. You die because of sin. You don't die just because the Lord wanted to kill you. Now, if you during your past life, you kept doing the same thing over and over, and you still can't get it right, guess what? The Lord will judge you and see you back on the earth. And then you will have something that's wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? You might be blind, or you may have, you might have come back with one ear. You never know. But the reason God, if you would come back blind, the reason God did that is just to show his true power. That way God can, like Christ healed that blind man. That was showing his power. And he said that you love one another as I've loved you. Just like Christ had loved the church, commanded you now. We got schools, you know what I'm saying? Commanded you now. How loves the schools, you know what I'm saying? It said also that you love one another. Go ahead.
Verse 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have loved one to another.
Just like we was on 87th Street, but the guy I didn't realize who he was like a nephew, you know what I'm saying? And Cap told him, he was like, yeah, these are my disciples. And we follow what Christ, Captain Mawakwa say, you know what I'm saying? But because Christ set the tone for us to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, and also commanded Junior Hunter and the generals, they set the tone for the Israelite school of universal and practical knowledge for us to sit down and actually follow these laws.
That's right.
And if you have love one to another. If you can't Bible can drop that, go to the book of 1 John chapter 4 and verse 20. Man, loving your brother is the best thing that you can do right now in these days and times. Because right now, you're going into the Third World War. And the Third World War is not going to be pretty. You know what I'm saying? And the reason we do these brotherhood classes is because we want you to show brotherhood to your people. Just like I was watching one of our camp speakers, one of our brothers, was a homeless guy needed shoes. He gave him, put socks on his feet, put his shoes on his feet. You know what I'm saying? We have drug programs, food programs, prison programs, and all of that. You know, and if you can't, just like here, if you have a trouble with your cell phone bill or have a trouble with a bill, call your camp leader. You know what I'm saying? Commander Junior Hunter has set the tone. Just like when our brothers out there in Haiti, they left Haiti because of those earthquakes. Guess what? America did do notify people. But gave thanks to those brothers in Houston, Texas, thanks to the guys in Commander Junior Hunter, we gave those people, our people, food, clothes, and water.
That's right.
You can only get that in the Isupk. You can get that in the Christian church. So now all those, and speaking of leaders, I was having known this years ago, now come to find out that Louis Farrakhan's father is a so-called white man, a so-called Caucasian. And guess what? Those quote-unquote Muslims, they're not the real Muslims, of course, because the Arabs are the real Muslims, but that's not something that we give a damn about. So I'm gonna see a lot of those Muslims see them lead Louis Farrakhan's congregation. They're not gonna do it.
Right.
They're not gonna do it. Yeah, this brother is a white man. He talking all that mess about his own daddy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a shame. Like you said too, Bob Marley is Caucasian. Just because his skin is dark, like the scripture say, ye are the seed of your father. Bob Marley is not a so-called black man. His mother is black, but his father is a Caucasian. All Caucasians come descend from a man named Esau. You could, Bible shot, ready to read the scripture?
Come. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 20.
Go ahead.
If a man say, I love God and hated his brother, he is a liar.
Is it what?
He is a liar.
Scripture just said, if a man say, I love God, Most High God, Yahweh, in the Hebrew, and hated his brother, he is a liar. Just like Will Smith and Chris Rock. Will Smith hated his brother at that moment and did what he did. He should have did that. He should have put that brother to the side after the show was over with. And you should blame your wife for that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you had been in the Isupk, you could have got on the phone, called up Commander Junior Hunter. He could have counseled you on that. And of course, he was going to, you know what I'm saying, get you over to General Hyman. 12 shit, General Hyman was a powerful brother, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That brother is hardcore, just like Commander Junior Hunter. And we all get out, you know what I'm saying, get out hardcore acts from the Most High God, because in Exodus 15, chapter 15 and 3, it said the Lord is a man of war. You know what I'm saying? God is a man of war. Christ is a man of war. Commander Junior Hunter is a man of war. General Hyman. All the brothers in the Israelite School University of Practical Knowledge, we are hardcore brothers. And we're going to keep being hardcore until Christ cracked that sky.
That's right.
Now, like I said, we're not scared of nothing. And why is that? Because the Most High God is in our corner. You know, we from the streets, all over the earth. And we're going to continue to hold this truth down until Christ cracks that sky, who's a nigga according to the Bible.
That's right.
This Holy Bible right here is a true book. It's not some fairy tale. Now, I was in this grocery store called Strike and Ventura. They called Old Folks Home. So I'm in there, my Hebrew Academy cover on. So there's this guy with some guy, he looking at me, he's like, he see my Hebrew Academy, he's like, if you could pop a shot, get some water. And he looking at me, looking at the cover, he's like, what is this? I'm like, yeah, I'm an Israelite. He's like, are you the true Israelites? He's like, no, he was like, you a fraud. Like, I'm a fraud. I'm like, first off, what's your nationality? He wouldn't tell me. So he goes in his wallet, goes in his pocket, pulls out a picture of a Caucasian guy, just as white as, I ain't gonna say I was as white as this. Oh man, I was as white as this paper. Of course, he's not white. He's red. So he pulls out a paper also of a light-skinned woman. He's like, my rabbi told me this and that, this and that. I'm like, your rabbi is not the prophet of God. I asked him, I said Moses was a Levitical priest. He said Moses had nothing to do with he said God has nothing to do with the Levitical priest. Wait a minute, so what you're telling me is God is a lie? God of this Bible is a lie? But man, you foolish. You know what I'm saying? He kept saying, I asked him again, what's your nationality? I said Moses was a Haitian. He was a Levitical priest. He didn't even know around about some other stuff. He kept saying I was a fraud. I'm like, man, you effing heathen, man. I walked away, like, man, get out my face. You know what I'm saying? And Esau looking at me like, yeah, I said effing heathen. You know what I'm saying? That's what you are. This guy was an Ethiopian. Came to Ethiopia and the rabbis is Jewish. I'm like, man, y'all are Jewish. You're not Israelite. Go ahead.
Salakia, sir, if I could, what you bringing out is so heavy because the Most High is waking us up all over this earth right now.
Yeah, right.
So like Esau, he can feel things going on in this earth that their world is coming to an end. That us blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we're not feeling what they feeling in these times right now.
Right. Yeah, right.
So now that we're starting to be woken up, now we're going to have more and more of these heathen nations coming up against us, telling us we frauds because they know that they've been living deliciously and it's coming to an end. So they want to try to pull you right back into the spirit of not really finding out who you are. When all these years, we've been here for over 400 years. When we was calling ourselves Afro-Americans, Negroes, now African-Americans, Christians, and all. Nobody was complaining, saying anything. But now that we have been woken up, thanks to the Most High Christ under Commanding General Yohana, we are starting to wake up and realize what our true identity is, according to this Bible.
That's right.
So that's all I want to say.
That's a heavy point. You know what I'm saying? Because like say Jesse Jackson, that coward was the one that came up with that African American. But of course, we know that they are two white European explorers, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, they came together, and Jesse Jackson, the one that they said it was the one that came up with that crap, man, because they money hungry, you know what I'm saying? And they're gonna pay. They're gonna pay for all of that. Okay, you can go ahead and pick up after his liar.
Come. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he have not seen?
Scripture just said, if a man say I love God and hated his brother, he is a liar. Just like your Christian pastors. It said, for he that loveth not his brother whom he have seen, like your brother you see every single day, and you don't love him, you hate on him, you know what I'm saying? You come up against him over something bogus. You hate him, but you say you love God whom you can't see. How is that? It's because you're a Christian church, man. Your pastors, man, they are garbage.
Right.
They're like Commander Gina Hanna said they're a bunch of money hungry vipers, like the Sadducees and Pharisees.
Right.
Them are your modern day Sadducees and Pharisees. You know what I'm saying? Just like we be on a Clubhouse app, some of these damn Caucasians, they be trying to talk crazy like, yeah, man, y'all not Hebrews, y'all just making up stuff. It's like they trying to make a fool out of somebody that they can make a fool out of. You know what I'm saying? You can fool these leaders, these Christian leaders, you know what I'm saying? But you can't fool us under Commander General Hunter.
That's right.
We know what the deal is. Because our forefathers, and we thank God for allowing them to keep our cultures everywhere we went, you know what I'm saying? And for us to still have these holy scriptures. And we still got Bibles that still got the Apocrypha in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? But they removed that Apocrypha out the scriptures because of certain things that say that, you know what I'm saying? And they know that God, because of 2 Ezra 6:54, that breaks down that God, you know, created everybody, you know what I'm saying? And Adam was the father of everyone, but he made that separation. If you can, Baba Kashah, go to the book of Matthew, chapter 29, verse 31. pray when I'm looking for. Matthew 29, 31. Let me get that with you. So sure, that's what I'm looking for.
Matthew 29.
It's like 28. I was just looking at that earlier, and I forget to undo that. Now, if I go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 21, if you could, Bob.
5 and 21.
Yeah. Matter of fact, start off at 17. Matter of fact.
Matthew 5.
Yeah, come.
And 17.
Yeah, come.
Con, you ready, sir?
Yeah, come.
Con, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
It says, think not that I've come to destroy the law. Don't think in your mind that the law, statutes, and commandments in this Bible I done away with. Christ just said, think not that I've come to destroy the law or the prophets. I'm coming not to destroy, but to fulfill. He came to fulfill these laws, to make sure that you do these laws and follow these laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
If you can, drop down to verse, in fact, go ahead, keep reading, verse 18.
Come, verse 18. For verily, I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
You just put a little more English on it. You know what I'm saying? He said, but verily I say unto you, to heaven and earth pass. Heaven and earth is still where it's going to be at. You know what I'm saying? And the earth is still here. The earth hasn't been destroyed yet. You know what I'm saying? It said that no wise pass from the law. So it said all be fulfilled. Go ahead.
Come, verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
That's right. It's like, you know what I'm saying, Commander Jinahana, you know what I'm saying? That's why Commander Jinahana follows Christ, you know what I'm saying? And he teaches us to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. It tells us that the laws are not done away with. The same thing that we're reading right now, and these are in Christ, when we read that these are Christ's words. Commander Jinahana does everything that Christ says to do and teaches everything that Christ says to do. You know what I'm saying? If you can, Bob, go to verse 22.
Come. Verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council.
I could, about because what was that brother's name that just got killed? He was on I think he was on social media. I can't think of that brother's name that just passed last week. He was a rapper. What's that guy's name?
The older brother, sir? Or Coolio? Two rappers. You got Coolio just passed.
Right, that's right, yep.
And before Coolio, you talking about PNB?
Yeah, PNB.
Who got killed at the Waffle House?
Yeah, PNB, yep.
PNB Rock.
Right, yeah, that's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, all the things that people go through, they always on social media and always tagging the location to where they at. If you got beef with somebody, man, that's why we get into this brotherhood, man. If you got beef with somebody, pull that brother to the side. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Coolio. I seen one of the videos that one of the brothers put up, and he had a Caucasian woman for a girlfriend. And that fear that's why we get on these Christian pastors, man. Commander, you know how to get on these Christian pastors, man, because they're full of lies. If someone had told that brother, you know what I'm saying, that he couldn't, I'm quite sure they hear about us, but some people don't hear about us, you know what I'm saying, that he should have known that someone should have told that brother, man, that we cannot date outside our race.
Right.
And that's in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3, you know what I'm saying? And what's so crazy is, like I say, there's black on black crime. You know, every time there's a crime, you know, your Christian leaders, they get out there and out there on national TV, they never pull out these scriptures. They never go to the book of Deuteronomy and tell about all these curses. Go ahead.
So, like I said, if I could, what you bringing out is so heavy because our people, we want to date outside our race, not understanding psychologically that when you want to step outside of your own race to date another race, it's something wrong with the way you see your own race.
Right.
We have 12 different tribes in the nation of Israel.
Right.
We got the baddest women on the planet. We got the strongest brothers on the planet.
That's right.
So when you want to go outside of that to date another whole nation of people, it's because you've been brainwashed to believe that something is wrong with where you come from.
That's right.
And that's what causes the whole confusion and the mess of people thinking, well, God loves everybody and this, that, and the other.
Right.
If that was the case, then you people, I'm talking to y'all out here in these interracial relationships.
That's right.
While you running around here pretending that you're so happy with each other, we in 2022 and you still experiencing certain racial slurs from other nations when they see you two together.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's heavy what you just brought up, you know what I'm saying? Because our people, man, like Young Jeezy, his wife is not Asian. You know what I'm saying? You got all this money. You know, you see brothers struggling in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Families struggling. Some out on the street got signs up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look past them. But y'all are sit up here and deal with these damn heathens.
Right.
And Coolio, I don't know if he had a beard before, but he done cut his beard. Man had no beard. That's crazy. This is an article about interracial marriage. As a matter of fact, say it's a heavy divorce rate interracial marriages. It said an analysis conducted a decade ago found that 10 years after they married, interracial couples had a 41% chance of separation or divorce, compared with a 31% chance among couples who married within their race, according to a study based on the 1995 National Survey of Family Growth. Good night. And the book of Deuteronomy tells you in 7:3 that you cannot date outside your race. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. If you can't Bible Kashad, go to the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 29. Yeah, because our people need to understand that these commandments are to be kept. You have to love your brother as you would love yourself. Like I say, Christ loved his brothers. It's like we fishing. Christ went out to get those 12 disciples. You know what I'm saying? To help him, you know what I'm saying, to do the work of the Lord. That's what they did. Like we have different cookouts, you know what I'm saying? We travel, go to different cities. Big ups to the brothers that just came back from Tennessee or they're back home from Tennessee.
That's right.
This month, you're going back to Houston, Texas.
That's right.
Houston. This will be my second time. Actually, this will be my third time going back to Houston. If it wasn't for the ISUPK and the Commanders in Hunter, I still be in Chicago. I haven't really been nowhere. I missed maybe 1, 2, maybe Arkansas and Arkansas and we passed through Tennessee, going to Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? But without this truth, now I would have been out of town. Now my life would be boring. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna say boring because I was a kind of a fun guy, but except before the truth, I go down to the bars, and I kicking with my Hispanic brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even when I wasn't in the truth, but as I started getting into the truth, I go down there, shoot a little pool, talk to my brothers, you know what I'm saying, try to invite them to cookouts and things like that.
Right.
But this truth, man, it's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? And what scripture I asked you to get?
Come on, sir. I got the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 29.
Oh, Con, you can go ahead.
Con, this is the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 29.
Go ahead.
And Yahushua answered him, the first of all commandments is, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
The what?
The Lord our God is one Lord.
The Lord our God is one word. Now, I said the first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel. Hear means to listen. And that is literal. Some people might say it's not literal. That's the easiest thing. That's the easiest thing. Yeah, that is literal.
Right.
See here, O Israel. And it say here, O Arabs. It say here, O Muslims, or here, O Chinese, or here, O Christians. It said here, O Israel.
Right.
Which is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians.
That's right.
It said the Lord our God is one Lord. Go ahead.
Come, verse 30. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind,
Go ahead.
and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment.
He said, but all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. Guess what? Your heart don't have a brain. Your heart is just pumping blood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when it says your heart, it means talking about your mind. He said, this is the first commandment. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 31. And the second is like, namely this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Go ahead.
This is none other commandment greater than these. Salakia. There is none other commandment greater than these.
Damn right. Shit. First off, if you love our brother, you have to love the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? It says he is one Lord. And your neighbor is another black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. And how do you know that? If you go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 18, it says you choose a brother from your seed, from your nation. That's telling you that that's one of your neighbors. Now, your Christian pastor tell you that your neighbor is, you live next door to a Caucasian or a heathen, he'll tell you that that's your neighbor. The pastors, man, they do not know this Bible.
Right.
Some of them know a few things. They act like they know it, but they're gonna hide the truth from you because they love the money that the oppressor is giving them. And on that dollar bill, they put on the dollar bill, say, "In God we trust." Man, God don't even like you. How you saying God we trust?
Right.
We trust in God. He's only the God of the niggas. When I say niggas, talking about all niggas of Negro people, Negro descent, blacks, Hispanics, and Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Guatemalans. All y'all are our peoples. If you can't, Baba Kashah, go to the book of Luke, chapter 6, and verse 30.
I got it when you ready, sir.
Let me make sure I get this. Let's see. No, drop that popcorn slacky. Go to John 15 and 12. Get that one right there. You can go ahead.
Come. This is the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 12.
Go ahead.
This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
That's right. That's what we're doing it on Isupk. You know what I'm saying? Christ, you know what I'm saying, laid down his life for his friends. You know what I'm saying? He said, no, it said, greater love had no man than this, that a man laid down his life for his friends. That's real heavy, you know what I'm saying? And because your oppressor, you know what I'm saying, is a wicked beast, he has made us enemies in America. That's why he had the black on black crime.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Christ laid down his life for his friends and his disciples. Even though the things happened, you know what I'm saying, what they did, it was foretold what was going to happen with those brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't, go ahead and read verse 14.
Come. Verse 14. Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you.
That's right. It's like, Commander Gina Hunter has commanded us, said to come out to camp every Saturday, come out to class Monday through Friday. You know what I'm saying? To come do this work of the Lord. Without this work, we would be doing nothing. We'd be back in the world, gang banging, shooting, going to the club, getting into fights, dating these damn heathen women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's too much sin going on here in the Black Hispanic Indian neighborhoods. But because your oppressor, man, is a wicked bastard, I can't stop saying how wicked these people are. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come a point in the Third World War, and God's gonna bring this damn judgment. And I was on Facebook today, and somebody sent the brother for being on the job for a whole damn year. They sent him something with some sticks on it. It was some cotton balls on the goddamn stick. Like, these people don't get enough. You know what I'm saying? Which is shameful. This beast is shameful. You know what I'm saying? So what we're gonna do is before we end this class, we're gonna get Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 21. Because we sick of this. We sick of this beast, man. These damn Caucasians, man. They walk up and down downtown, the Magnificent Mile, like they have no worries. Walking on the bones of the Native American Indians. These people, man, they terrible people. Go ahead.
So, like, sir, if I could, what you bring out is so heavy because the spirit of the so-called white man is this. When it comes to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, his spirit is to always try to make you feel like you're nothing.
Right.
This is a jealousy that's in him because even though we have nothing, we still seem to shine more than they do, and they have everything.
Right.
They pour crack in our neighborhood,
right.
heroin in our neighborhoods, thinking that this was going to destroy us, and yet we still here. So that tells me that the Most High power must be with us.
That's right.
For us not to be utterly destroyed from what these people have tried to do to us.
Yeah, right. Every point, you know what I'm saying? Man, it's crazy, boy. These people, man, since they came back, back into power, like it says, Book of Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. Man, these people, man, and they think, like I said in the book of Obadiah, they say, basically, to me, it's like they're mocking God. Who gonna bring me? Who shall bring me down? God is gonna bring you behind down. You rotten devil. If you can't, we should go to the book of Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. We're gonna start right there.
Come on.
You better read it when you get it.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
And who is Jacob? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. The Lord said he will have mercy on Jacob. Go ahead.
And will yet choose Israel.
Choose the Muslims.
Israel.
Choose the Japanese.
Israel.
Choose the Caucasians.
Israel.
Choose that illiterate Muhammad.
Israel.
It says will yet choose Israel. Go ahead.
And set them in their own land.
Wait a minute. So we have our own land? Oh, good night. Go ahead.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Who?
The strangers shall be joined with them.
Guess what, Esau, so-called Caucasian man? You are one of the strangers. You are those Africans, those Arabs, those Chinese. All you heathens out here, you East Indians, especially y'all. Y'all sit up here and now get all these different people that be calling y'all phones, man, doing the scamming. Every time I turn around, it's a damn East Indian on the damn phone trying to scam somebody. Can barely even talk. I'm like, man, come on, man. I had to curse a couple people like, man, stop calling my damn phone. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? These East Indians, man, it's just Kamala Harris. They got his office, man, a couple of years ago. They thought they was that, you know what I'm saying? But they ain't nothing. Go ahead.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
We cleave to the house of Jacob. Yeah, that's right. They're gonna cleave to us. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be, man, right there, just like you walking down the street in the summertime, your shadows right there. That's exactly how they're gonna be. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
Go ahead.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Good night. And shall bring them to the place of the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. Good night.
Right.
Man, so when we get them in our possessions, man, they could be in our, man, I'm gonna try to see what I'm gonna call, like they called us house niggas. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna call it. I ain't gonna say, I'm gonna see if I call my house devil. Nah, I'm gonna find a name for them, you know what I'm saying? For servants, they could be a servant and making our clothes and running out barefoot. I don't know if I want them nursing my kids, man, because they're cooking my food. No, I can't do that one. Good night. Okay, I don't think I can do that one. If you can, jump down to verse.
So like I said,
Yeah,
if
go
I
ahead.
could, I think they might need to hear the rest of this.
Oh, Khan. Oh, yeah, Khan. Go ahead.
Khan. And they shall take them captives.
They shall take them captives. Guess what? We were slaves to you so-called heathens, you Arabs, you Africans, and Esau. Y'all, you bastards was the ones that took part in that slave trade. In the slave trade, they didn't have it didn't say Africans for sale. It said Negroes for sale.
Right.
You know, so y'all had us on the damn auction blocks. So now it's your turn. Go ahead.
Khan, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
They shall what?
They shall rule over their oppressors.
Ain't they ruling over us right now? You know what I'm saying? Guess what? We can rule over them. When they come, like Commander General was saying, we want to get our restaurants and we want to wait to see what them devils come in our restaurant just so we can turn them around just like they did us. You know what I'm saying? They say we're gonna rule over our oppressors. You are going into captivity. You will be slaves under a black man, under a nigga by the name of Yahweh Mashiach, who the world English called Jesus Christ.
Right.
If you care about, we can jot down to verse 21.
Come. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 21.
Go ahead.
Prepare slaughter.
Prepare what?
Prepare slaughter.
Go ahead.
For his children.
Go ahead.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
For the iniquity of their fathers. For the iniquity of Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, George Bush, Bill Clinton, Father Bush, you know what I'm saying? Joe No Biden. I was hoping that the hurricane was in Washington, D.C., that they can snatch that damn White House off the earth and blow it up in the air. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know, I'm gonna look up this word slaughter so I can see you can listen to what's gonna happen to these people. Guess what? They're not gonna, you know what I'm saying, kill them right away. Guess what? They're gonna be the whip's gonna be put on them, hands are gonna be put on those brothers, on those people, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they got a different definition up here. So we got like iPhones and Androids, they got different definitions sometimes. You got the definition on that?
Come. So I got it.
Yeah, go ahead, read that for me.
This is the definition of slaughter. The brutal or violent killing of a person.
Oh, good night. Y'all know what brutal is, brutality. Of course, you heard of that. You hear that police brutality. Guess what? The Christ returns, me, y'all people are in trouble.
Right.
And like God says in the scriptures, man, that Esau is going to be wiped off the face of the earth. Esau is not the Arabs, Caucasian man. Esau is the so-called Caucasian man. The Arabs, you are Ishmael, Akbak, Ishmaelites. That's what you are, Ishmael.
Right.
You have a day with destiny also, especially you smelly Africans. Y'all took part. Y'all come over here and call us Kata. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look at us. Y'all know we're not the same people, but some of y'all won't even tell us that.
Right.
But us in our ignorant minds, we roll with it because we didn't know. Because our oppressor ripped that nationality out of our backs.
Right.
And we don't know who we are. We didn't know who we are. Now we know who we are. Thanks to God, Christ, and thanks to a man that commanded Jimmy Hunter who held on to this truth.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? If there's any questions with that, we go turn the class over to Priesthood Officer 500, Karakar.